Enjoying the show? You can help others find it and enjoy it too by giving us a 5-star rating or review. If you feel like reaching out to us with a question or comment, you can send us an email at mywifetherd@gmail.com. And don't forget to visit our website at mywifethedietitian.com, as well as our social media pages. We're on Facebook, Instagram, and YouTube. Enjoy the show. It's Rob and Sandra from My Wife the Dietitian, and this is Nutrition Nuggets.
Nutrition Nuggets, and we got a question from a listener, Lisa from Ontario.
Hello, Lisa from Ontario.
Well, actually, sorry, I inferred Ontario, but maybe not, because of a question she had about lake fish. But this is actually a different question, so we're going to address that one in a future Nutrition Nuggets.
She had 2 questions.
Yeah.
We like Lisa. We like people who ask us questions because we can't think of this stuff all the time, just us. We like it when you guys ask questions too, because then we know that we're giving you information that you want to hear.
We're addressing your concerns, right?
Yes. So be more like Lisa and send us your questions.
Yeah. It's great. It's great to hear from people. And it was a great question. It was actually a question that, Rob, you've asked me many times.
It is. It was about flax and heating. Ever since you told me about heating flax, we did an episode on flax and flaxseed, flax oil, quite a while ago. And there was, I want to say, a rule about flax and it's heating flax and flax oil, and it's dangerous and all that stuff. So every time I make my breakfast, part of my breakfast includes ground flax, and we'll explain that as well. But sometimes I add my ground flax and then I have to heat up my oatmeal because it's cold. And I'm like, oh no, but I've put my ground flax on them. And now I'm heating the flax in the microwave and I'm not going to enjoy my breakfast anymore. So I think of that often because I'm in my sleepy stupor in the morning making my breakfast. And sometimes I add my flax before I've heated my oatmeal up. And yeah, I'm in that boat. And Elisa is inquiring about the same kind of question. She wants to know about baking with flax.
Right.
Yeah,
exactly. Her question was, does adding fresh ground flax to prepared hot oatmeal or adding it to pancake batter then cooking cause it to go rancid? And are these unsafe ways to consume flax? It's a great question.
She took the words right out of my mouth, really.
Yeah,
right?
I think she articulated a little bit better.
I think she did too. She hasn't had a glass of wine.
Oh, I see. Yeah, we are. This is later in the day.
Later in the day. These ones are fun, though.
So the 2 episodes, I couldn't find anything that was actually titled flax in My Wife the Dietitian.
It was episode 25, Fats, Grease, and Oil.
Oh, there we go.
Look at me go.
Oh my gosh, that's incredible that you remembered that.
And it was that guy. Remember the guys like Eddie's Oil or whatever? Like there was
Udo.
Udo's Oil.
Yeah.
Right? And it was all about his hemp oil, or was it flax oil that he had? I think it was flax oil. Anyway, it was in that episode that we discussed the heating of the oil and seeds and that sort of thing.
Yeah, I thought it was, we talked about fiber in a few different episodes, like easy ways to get fiber in your diet was episode 140, and I'm sure we talked about flax.
We discuss it often.
Yes.
It's not, it wasn't just in that one episode, but I remember specifically we discussed it quite a bit in that one.
Right. And episode 17, Fibre, What's the Scoop Poop, was all about different types of fiber, and flax does have insoluble and soluble fiber. And we'll talk a little bit about that, but also address the question because it is a concern. We do know that if you buy ground flaxseed and it's been ground for a while and exposed to
sunlight, air, and heat.
You got it. It can cause it to break down and go rancid quicker than other seeds because the fatty acids are long-chain fatty acids and they're very sensitive. So that is why I guess you and Lisa thought this might be a concern.
Yeah, we thought it would be a concern. Right, Lisa?
Yes.
Yeah.
So this is good. This is a very
Sorry, quick question. Well, not question, but maybe we should just explain how best to use flax.
Okay, we'll get to that.
Oh, okay.
The flax oil, I have to say.
Sorry, I don't mean how to use it. I mean like how to, like you buy it as the seed, right? And then you grind it as you need it?
Yeah.
Versus buying it ground.
That would be better. You can buy it ground, but you just don't know how long it's been sitting there, and it has more chance of being rancid.
Right, okay.
Flax oil, you do not want to cook with it. You don't want to fry with it. It's better on salad dressings and as a finishing oil for finishing like a meal. Like at the end of the meal, you add it over the meal because it's got a very low smoke point.
So that's okay, adding an oil to something that's hot. It isn't the same as cooking with it.
Oh, yeah.
Because that was another sort of concern I had. It's like, at what point can I add something? Or does my oatmeal have to cool off before I put my flax on it? Or is it?
No.
Okay.
No, it's totally fine. And a really good resource to look into, the Flax Council of Canada, healthyflax.org. It has tons of recipes and information, evidence around flax and how it's grown and everything about flax, all things flax. And there's a quote that studies have shown that both the ALA, which is the fatty acid in flax, and lignans in flaxseed remain stable and do not break down under common baking temperatures of 350 degrees Fahrenheit or 178 degrees Celsius. So milled flax or ground flax can be substituted for fat used in recipes, a ratio of 3-to-1. So if you use, you can replace 1.5 cups of ground flaxseed instead of half a cup of butter or half a cup of margarine or half a cup of oil or half a cup of shortening.
Oh, wow. Really?
Yeah.
Is that how people would be using it, do you think? Or do they just want to throw some flax in to make it healthier? Like, I didn't even think about replacing the fat. That's amazing.
Yeah, we're going to do more episodes about how to improve your recipes, baking recipes with different substitutions. Mm-hmm. And that is a good idea for someone who's had cardiovascular disease, heart disease, or they have high cholesterol and they're looking for ways to reduce the saturated fat in their diet. So you can reduce your butter, would be a saturated fat, with flax seeds.
Seeds, not the oil.
No, so oil's good too. The flax oil
I thought you said you couldn't heat the oil. It was just for finishing.
You can cook the flax oil up to 225 degrees. So that's very low. It's a low smoke point. So with the flax oil, it's not good for frying or sauteing
I see. Okay.
or deep frying.
Gotcha.
But you can...
for baking.
Yeah, you can...
It's a little different.
Yeah, well, 225. Most of my baking, when I bake, is usually over 300. So it depends on.
Yeah, I hear you.
But what I'm talking about is ground flaxseed.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
Okay.
Yeah.
We're really mixing it up. I'm sorry. I shouldn't have even said the word oil.
We'll sort of summarize at the end, just so you're not all confused. I'm following along.
I'm not confused.
And I'm easily confused, and I'm still following along. So
I'm just joking. Okay, no, that's good. So why do people use flax?
Is that my question?
I'm asking you.
Oh, you're asking me.
Yeah.
I'm supposed to answer that. Why do people use flax? Because it's fiber, right?
Yeah.
Well, it's fiber and it's good fat.
Yes.
Like it's healthy fat, they call it.
Yeah.
They.
So there is lots of nutrition in flaxseed. It is one of the highest sources of ALA is essential fatty acid because our body can't manufacture it. So that's why we need to get it in our diet, and we can get it a little bit from walnuts and olive oil, and there's some in chia seeds.
Okay.
But chia actually has a little bit less of that than flax.
Interesting.
Yeah. So
is that something we need to eat every day, or is it one of those things that like stays in your system for a while? What do you call that? Like
like a fat-soluble vitamin.
I think that's what I mean. Is that what fat soluble means? It stays.
It depends on like if your goal. Like why are you using it? I mean, I know you and we usually add ground flaxseed in our cereal.
I use it because you tell me it's good for me.
Very funny. But you must know like a little bit. You said.
Yeah. No, I know.
Okay.
But originally, I didn't know.
Okay.
I just you said it's good for me, so I started adding it to things, but I didn't really know why.
Okay, so it is a source of protein.
Oh, it is?
Yes. Because it's a seed. Do you
like,
remember?
Oh, right.
Yeah.
Oh, interesting.
Do you remember the seeds nutritional powerhouses? Poor cousin of nuts was the episode. It was all about seeds.
Yeah, because seeds are less expensive and they have just as much nutrition as nuts sometimes.
Yeah, the whole seeds. And so why do we grind flaxseed in the coffee grinder every day?
Oh, because it's something to do with how it breaks down or doesn't break down in our gut. And it protects it too. When you're storing it, it's less sensitive when it's in its seed form. And so then you grind it. If you remember to grind it, I just poured it on my cereal this morning in my sleepy stupor again.
The whole seeds?
The whole seed. Well, I had the grinder and I had my bowl and I meant to pour it into the grinder, but I poured it all in my bowl and I'm like, wait a minute. It's like when you pour the coffee grounds into your cup instead of into your things you do when you're tired in the morning, right?
Yeah.
And you're like, wait a minute. That's not right.
It's too funny.
Anyway, so yeah, and then you grind them as you need them, but it helps it break it down. I think is the main reason, right?
So it's not unsafe to just eat them whole like that.
They sure are crunchy.
Well, yeah, it's Mother Nature's protective. It's protecting that really sensitive fat inside of it. Because when it breaks down, that fat can break down because of...
because of the heat, the air, and the light.
Exactly. And like very, like soon. Like it happens pretty quickly, like within, I don't know, a week or something. But it does go rancid fairly quickly because of those highly unsaturated fats. So if you just eat the whole flaxseed, like you did today, that's fine. Like that's in a lot of breads, like on the crust of breads and different baking items. And it just is fiber. You're basically it's a source of fiber. It goes kind of right through you, just like birds, they eat seeds and it goes right through them.
Yeah.
You know, and with the flaxseed, your teeth can't even break them open to get the lignans.
Yeah, no, they get stuck in your teeth.
That's right.
They're too small.
Inside is a phytoestrogen in the lignans. And so the oils are really important and they have these anti-inflammatory and antioxidant effects. So, and the lignans can mimic the effects of estrogen. They're like weaker than estrogen, but so there's been some research about, does it help prevent breast cancer? Does it affect or influence other hormone-related cancers like prostate cancer or cervical or ovarian? So there's different elements to that. So yeah, flax, there's so many great things about flax seeds.
Wow.
And the omega-3, of course, is the fatty acid too, that it's the plant form of omega-3 because usually we get it through
fish.
That's right. Yeah. So remember, that's why we eat fish, is to get the omega-3.
Right.
So in vegan populations, so populations around the world that do not eat any meat or fish, hopefully they're having flaxseed.
No doubt.
Because then they can get that essential fatty acid, the ALA.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
So it does help with reducing cholesterol. So it's a really good substitution in muffins or pancake batter, as Lisa uses it, or bakery items like banana bread, or I just made black bean brownies the other day. And we're going to do another episode about this because it's worthwhile. But
I'm salivating just thinking about them.
Well, with the recipe, it called for 3 eggs, and we have chickens, so we have some eggs, but our son's home.
Yeah, we also have a teenager
he eats a lot of eggs.
Lives on eggs.
So I only had 2 eggs, so I thought, okay, I can make the flax egg replacer. So this is how vegetarians can use an egg replacer, or people that don't have an egg, you can use ground flaxseed. So it's 1 tablespoon of ground flaxseed with 3 tablespoons of warm water, and you let it sit on the counter in a jar.
And that replaced the egg?
1 egg, yeah.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
Because I thought it was like a fat replacer.
Yeah, well, the egg is part of that. It's an emulsifier in the baking.
That means it makes it stick?
It makes it connect. The emulsifier.
Okay.
You know, it connects the oil and the water.
Yeah.
Elements.
Okay.
So the egg is the emulsifier. There's a little bit of fat in there. So it plays a lot of different roles in the baking.
Interesting. Mm-hmm. Don't eggs also make things fluffy, though? Isn't that kind of their purpose in baking, to make things kind of fluffy?
Yeah, and we have another episode brewing about that, about the meringue.
Oh, man. We've been saving them up. Sandra's been busy in the kitchen and experimenting.
Yeah.
And yeah, we've got some funny stories.
Yeah, there's so many cool things you can do with food. It's just such a creative outlet, really. Anyways, so the health benefits of flax: lower cholesterol, helps with cardiovascular disease, lower blood pressure. Actually, there's a study that shows that having 2 tablespoons of flaxseed, ground flaxseed, for 2 weeks can do a similar job of lowering your blood pressure as a blood pressure lowering medication.
Really?
Yeah.
Wow.
Yeah. So it's really, really helpful.
That's amazing.
And that ripple effect can reduce your risk of type 2 diabetes.
Which is, a good thing. Mm-hmm. Wow.
Yeah, it's so cool. Like, there's just so many good things about flax. And there is a caution if someone's on blood thinners, like warfarin, or they have to watch the vitamin K. There's a little bit of vitamin K in flax, and also just the way that flax works. They might have to just be moderate with their intake of flax.
Yep, good to know. I'm sure they'd tell you that if you were taking those medications, right? Maybe, hopefully. Listen to my wife, the dietitian, then, because then you'll get to learn everything. Okay, so just to summarize, ground flaxseed is okay to bake with as long as it's not super hot, right? Like under 350 or up to 350 or so.
Yeah, at 350 it's fine.
Okay.
Correct. So it's safe. It doesn't go rancid if you're cooking with it in baking.
There you go. Go wild, Lisa. Get that flax going. It's going to be everything Lisa makes now is going to have flax seeds in it. You're welcome.
Yes. Yeah, exactly. No, and if you can incorporate 2 tablespoons of ground flaxseed in your day, you might want to start small with a teaspoon and just increase it slow and low, because it is a fiber. It has soluble and insoluble fiber, so it can cause some digestive upset or changes there. So that's why if you have never used flax before, ground flax, then do it slowly, like with the 1 teaspoon. And then if that's working, then you can add it to 2 teaspoons, and then just slow and low. And then 2 tablespoons a day is a great thing to aim for.
Great information. Thanks for the question, Lisa. We appreciate that. And hopefully that answered your question. And we look forward to discussing your next question on a future episode. In the meantime, check out our website. There's lots of information there. We've got a great blog. We have a weekly newsletter you can subscribe to if you want more tips and tricks and things we don't discuss on the show. Check out the newsletter. You can email us your questions like Lisa did. It's mywifetherd@gmail.com. And the website is mywifethedietitian.com. You can also find us on YouTube, Instagram, and Facebook. Feel free to connect with us there as well. We love hearing from people wherever.
Yes.
Or at least give us a like. You can also rate and review the show. That's also super helpful. Helps other people find it, which is a nice thing. Lots of people looking for good, accurate information these days. There's so much crazy stuff out there. So we welcome you sharing it with your friends and helping other people find the show so that they can be healthy too.
And if you like it, just share it with one friend. And then
Yeah, we're not asking you to like have a parade and march up and down the road campaigning for us. You just share it with a friend. That's it. And then I'll share it with a friend, and you know that how it goes. Anyway, it's all good. It all helps, and we appreciate you guys coming out every week and listening to us and our silly banter sometimes. It's we enjoy it, and we hope you do too. So there you go. That is it for this week. We will be back next Monday with a full episode. So in the meantime, have a great week, everyone. Thanks for joining us today on My Wife the Dietitian. If you like what you heard, don't be shy. Leave us a comment or review, and be sure to share our podcast with your friends. If you'd like to hear more, hit that subscribe button. You can also follow us on our social media pages for updates, episode trailers, and other odds and ends. For more info and links on what we discussed on today's episode, check the show notes. We'll be back next week with another informative and fun-filled episode.